Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, reacting to the Toronto Raptors 119-104 victory against the San Antonio Spurs. Riker, we're breaking out the balloons, the Raptors are back, Fred VanVleet's back in action, we're giving the ball to Scottie Barnes in the clutch, and we're beating a team that we surprisingly have struggled with over the past couple of seasons, really since we've traded DeMar, even though actually Kawhi got the best of him on those nights, but since Kawhi's left, the Spurs have been they've been pretty good against us. The Raptors, they needed this W. They were on a losing spree against some pretty bad teams in the NBA, to say the least. There's not really any bad teams, but lower record, lower seeded teams. How are we feeling about this game, Riker?
Ben, let's jump straight into it, because in the home of some of the big man legends, David Robinson, I saw was in attendance tonight. Tim Duncan, right? What the big fundamental, the smooth criminal, right? People that have mastered post work. There's soon going to be a new face among them. So let's get straight into the Scottie Barnes Award and this one tonight. Ben, I'll give the drum roll. You announce it.
Yeah, let's get it rocking, because tonight, the Scottie Barnes Award, it's going to none other than Scottie Barnes himself. It can't go to anyone else. It literally just cannot, right? Because he's coming out here, 20 points. I know the criteria is fluid. We always get that fluid criteria rocking. But 20 points, 8 rebounds, an assist. Not the craziest game we've seen from Scottie Barnes in terms of numbers and all that. But tonight, the Scottie Barnes Award is even though the numbers are fantastic, terrific, 8 of 12 from the field. Crazy stuff, finishing all over the paint. But it's going to a guy that the Toronto Raptors at the end of this game, obviously, we've had some leads over the stretch of playing against some teams that are lesser than us, inferior competition, and we let them creep back in. In the fourth quarter in this one, there was a stretch where we're giving the ball to Scottie Barnes play after play. And whether he was in the post, driving in, doing those hook shots, getting fouled, or creating shots for other players, right? He made such good decisions with the basketball. He has the height, he has the length, he has the ability to create his own shot. And now, you and I have been raving about Starboy. You called him the GOAT, Riker. We're bringing that up until he keeps coming back. But he's a guy that can create his own shot, but they're usually tough ones, the middies. And when he's shooting 5 of 13, not horrible, but not great, right? There's questions, right, about what's happening. Scottie Barnes can just get automatic baskets 3 feet away from the rim, and it could be Jakob Poeltl, a 7-footer in there, and he's still bullying him down low, Riker.
That's it, man. Fred VanVleet singing his praise, saying this man's going to be a superstar one day, looked evident tonight, because, again, how often is it that somebody goes from playing point guard in high school to being big man, power forward / center in the NBA, right? It's not that he grew any bigger. It's just we're unleashing his true physical capabilities down in the low block, and his length, his size, everything. It's too overpowering for the smaller defenses, especially when guys like DeJounte Murray and the littler guards, Josh Richardson, whoever, gets switched on to Scottie Barnes. But like you said, even if Jakob Poeltl's there, it's no matter. He's got that quick drop step in the low post. He's got all the moves in his bag. It's only going to become more refined over time. In the home of David Robinson, Tim Duncan, stopping Greg Popovich from becoming the all-time coach of most wins ever in the NBA. Doesn't matter, right? Scottie Barnes is the guy, Rookie of the Year. That's my big takeaway for tonight's game. But other than that, it's good for being back on the win column. What was that acronym?
ROTY, Rookie of the Year, baby.
ROTY, Ben. And it's good to be back in the W column. And it's also good to have FVV back in tonight's game, because what a difference does this guy make for the Toronto Raptors?
Yeah, you see Fred, and now I also want to. Should we come up with a little nickname for Scottie Barnes? Roddy Barnes? ROTY?
Oh, God, that's tough.
Roddy Barnes?
I hope you just thought of that. I hope you didn't spend any time thinking about that.
Roddy Barnes, folks. The ROTY, Rookie of the Year. Make it happen, NBA, because he's playing on the court and doing it. And if we catch the Cavs, I know we lost that tough. The game would have been essential, beating the Cavs in that one. It's a hurtful, heartbreaking loss, but the Raptors still got time. And I think if we eclipse the Cavaliers, then we do have a shot at Scottie Barnes coming out there and balling out. But, Roddy Barnes, it's occurring. But you brought it up, Riker. Fred VanVleet in this one, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. But he just has when the Raptors in the half court, for the most part, we're pretty good at finishing in transition no matter who we have out there. We have so many of these long wings that are fast, athletic, great defenders. But we need a guy in the half court that just calms everyone down. I know he's not he doesn't play like Kyle Lowry in terms of, facilitating. He is somewhat of a dribble happy guy, but there's just a sense of calmness. When Fred VanVleet's in the game, the offense looks more fluid. People know where to be. They know where to be at. And, even if it's a different style, even if his style of play is different than the likes of a Kyle Lowry or, he's the floor general we've had for the past few years. What was it before him? Jose Calderon, who I guess himself was more of a pass first guy. But even if it's a little bit different than that, he still is the leader of this team, clearly. And the criticisms for him, even some of them might be warranted on some nights. You can't take that away, that he just takes this team to a whole nother level.
Yeah. We criticize him. His consistency was down. Obviously, playing with injury has some impact on that, but probably even more does playing a month straight of basketball, logging 42 minutes per game, right? That was probably the heavy burden, but we need him, right? And come closing time, because of how tight of a race it is in the East. I don't know. Yeah, this isn't showing up with the screen, but I have the standings pulled up. How tight of a race it is. I'm looking at who we'd like to play in the first round. Top 4 is probably going to be Miami, Milwaukee, Philly, and Boston. All of those hard matchups. I'd say Chicago will slip down to 5th. We're fighting with Cleveland and Brooklyn, right? Mm-hmm. And Brooklyn's going to start to get strong again. So we got to win games to close out the year, and we got to win games in the playoffs. A lot of that is going to come from heavy minutes in our top 5, top 6 guys. So we're in for a fun stretch of basketball. And, when nights like tonight, when Fred's getting 20, Scottie's getting 20, Gary Trent Jr. is getting 17 on decent efficiency for once, Pascal's getting a classic Pascal game, kind of stuff in the box sheet, gives you hope.
You're throwing your guy. You're throwing your star boy. The Raptors groat under the bus a little bit there, Riker. On decent efficiency for once.
Sick of him making me look bad.
On decent efficiency for once?
I'm sick of him making me look bad, Ben. Every time I say something nice, they go and do the opposite. Every time I say something mean, they go and do the opposite.
Well, say some more mean stuff, Riker, because it's Pascal Siakam had a quietish game in this. I feel like 20 points on 15 shots, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He just does this night in, night out. He's become very reliable at giving these numbers, right? Pascal's elite. We all know this, but I want to get a little propaganda going, Riker. A little bit of a little precious propaganda. I don't want to steal any segments, but him and Delano Band in the fourth quarter, I thought they did a really good job at coming out there, giving some solid minutes. And Precious Achiuwa obviously has his ups and downs, but tonight was definitely an up. Went 3 for 5 from the 3-point line, 13 points. Was dealing with some foul trouble, but 3 rebounds. Moving around, I thought gave some really strong minutes, especially to close out this game, and the Raptors really need to pull away.
Yeah, and he probably would have played more time, but he picked up early foul trouble and splashing threes. You said 3 for 5. My God, how many threes did he shoot in Miami? 2 total his whole season that he was there, and we pick him up, and all of a sudden he's, like typical fashion for any Toronto Raptor, just putting him home. Same thing with Thaddeus Young. I think he only shot 1 in the corner tonight, but he's been pretty good from deep as well. So we just bring the most out of centers and say, you basically have unlimited attempts, you have unlimited rain to shoot 3. You probably only have like 2-3 misses maximum before we shut you down per game. But even if you're going off, right, next game you can still take another 2. Next game still take another 2, and they're splashing them home. So it's slowly, good, man.
Slowly but surely. Precious is definitely
feeling good.
He's growing, right? Precious, the propaganda. It's a buy low. He's coming, right? The stock's slowly increasing, right? Gotta purchase that Precious stock. But yeah, it was a solid game. We did see Thaddeus Young tonight come out 7 points, 3 of 6 from the field, 7 rebounds. Definitely certainly a recovery from the brutal outing in the Raptors' previous game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he redeemed himself a little bit. Nothing too crazy, right, against his former team, but came out there, did his solid stuff. Boucher didn't only 12 minutes in this one, but 1 of 3 from the field, 3 points. We have a super chat as well, coming from Kick Nation Riker, saying, "Man, this team with a bench score would be nice." That's facts. That's facts. We were hoping to get one. We got Thaddeus Young. I guess that's an interesting transition. What did you see from our 2 bench guys that, in theory, are supposed to be our bench scorer and bench playmaker?
Who's
Boucher,
our bench scorer and bench playmaker?
Boucher and Thad Young.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is the reunion game for Thad Young, right? He wants to come out and play decent, and I certainly wouldn't say he played a bad game. No. Boucher, I'm never going to get worried about our boy Trey Boucher. So, Ben, let's swing her into the segment, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Tonight, the spicy Pele of the day. I alluded to it earlier. There's some wild plays in this one, but at the end of this game, Delano Banton, Precious Achiuwa, they were running the floor. They were hustling. They were getting their games going. Delano Banton runs down the court. He had 4 assists. I think most of them were in the fourth quarter, right during that stretch. Obviously, he's taken advantage of the Crimson Flynn. The fourth quarter, Flynn being out, who had some good minutes himself, but threw a lob to Precious, who got a few extra inches on that vertical and threw it down. Precious has had some nasty dunks lately in these outings since he's been really stepping it up post Rising Stars game.
Rising All-Stars.
Rising All-Stars. That's what he is.
A rising All-Star. Then the connection was there, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes you're not as perceptive, as visual, aware of your surroundings, and some are not spicy peas. Some make you say, "Oh, geez, if that wasn't a good enough indication or alluding to what I'm about to say." It's DeJounte Murray and poor Khem Birch bumping heads. Khem Birch, I think he lost a tooth. He might have re-broke his nose that he just fixed. DeJounte Murray came away just with a nice goose egg, a nice red goose egg on the forehead there. Any thoughts on that play, Ben?
Khem Birch is cursed, man, this season. Obviously, he was a guy that played really well for us last year, got his contract, so I guess he's not cursed because he got paid, right? You're happy you're a Canadian guy, got paid, but injuries, just stuff that you can't even really control. Health and safety protocols, broken noses, now this whatever he's got with the tooth flying out, maybe re-broke his nose. It's just unfortunate stuff happening for Khem Birch. Obviously, we saw what he could do last season, even if it's a dialed back version. Even it's that he could play a role, but he has just not looked. He hasn't been able to get into a rhythm whatsoever. And obviously, those touch shots, being an athletic defender, being a guy that's supposed to roll and play off of people, get some chemistry with your teammates. That's how he gets his game going, building the chemistry, getting that stuff rocking. So it's been unfortunate for Khem Birch. Hopefully, this doesn't.
The chemistry. Just had to add that.
But yeah, hopefully he's fine. Hopefully it's all good. But Riker, finally, the infamous, the one, the only Golden Kazoo Award of the evening, of the night, late night happened. It's 1 a.m.
Late night
here.
Oh god.
But there's before we get the Golden Kazoo, Paul Blunt's saying, "Cheers to Birch, our toothless wonder." Khem Birch, the toothless wonder. I tried to see if I could quickly whip up a Khem Birch in like a hockey helmet or something with the teeth gone, but couldn't get it done in time.
He came with 2 teeth. He left with 1.
That's tough. Do you have any Golden Kazoos for tonight?
I don't know. Nothing jumps off the page, I thought the fans left pretty early in San Antonio for this one. All of our starters played relatively well outside of Khem Birch, obviously, and it was a fun game. Fun game against the San Antonio Spurs. DeJounte Murray is one of my favorite players, has been. And honestly, why did I become a fan, you ask? Because of his, because of the weirdest tattoo in the NBA.
We need a segment for that tattoo.
Yeah, like it's like a baseball face. It's amazing. If you haven't seen it, you're doing yourself a disservice. But it turns out, not only did he have this crazy tattoo, he also became an all-star himself and has really, become a good starter in the NBA. Put on a show tonight as well, 25-12, and we still get the W. So best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. That he was on. Remember our 2,000 subscriber special where we did trivia, and I think you spent like days editing that video. That was effort and got like no views. That was
Guessing NBA players' tattoos, man. Mike Muscala, Mario tattoo,
that's the one
DeJounte Murray.
That's
crazy, right? Crazy base, but those are the only two that I remember. Oh, and DeMar Chariot forearm tattoo. Yeah. Now, obviously, he's covered now with some cool ink and some Compton tributes and some faces, Batman theme stuff. It's bunch. He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, get that new Batman. Oh, and we have another super chat from Kick Nation. The $2 donation. We appreciate it. No comment.
Yeah, shut up.
No problem.
Shut up. Shut up. Have you seen the new Batman?
I've not seen it yet. I'm a superhero nut, so.
Buddy, go get yourself a ticket. I'm not a superhero nut. Saw it.
Good.
Yep. It's almost as good as the Raptors championship basketball run.
Wow. You're not even a superhero guy. And you're giving
but I'm a Batman guy.
Praise?
I'm a Batman guy.
Want to hear in the chat. No spoilers. No spoilers in the chat.
No spoilers. Actually, there's nothing to spoil in it. There's no nothing weird.
No crazy twists. Thanos doesn't appear. He doesn't switch over universes. From Marvel.
No
DC,
universe. No.
All right, but we haven't even played the segment right. But let's get off the rails a little bit. Woo 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 woo. Woo. That's right. The final alarm has sounded. We want to hear your guys' takes, thoughts on this game, thoughts and stuff happening. We did get a mention from Kick Nation after. Maybe you meant to comment this in the super chat, saying a very small piece of me misses Tank Commander Aaron Baines. Big piece of me misses Aaron Baines. He was a fun guy. He carried us through an entire season of losing, Riker. You cannot discredit this guy. The pylon animation probably saved us half of our subscribers.
Pylons don't shoot 7 threes.
Poor Baines.
That's still crazy though that he took 7 3-pointers in one game.
I think he missed them all. I think it was
I think he was 1 for 7. No, I think he must have been 0 for 7, or else why would we have made such a big deal about it?
1 for 7. We could have reacted like that as well.
That's fair.
Honestly,
but 7 is a crazy volume of threes. For anybody who's ever played a basketball game before, 10-minute quarters. I know they're 12-minute quarters in the NBA, but 10-minute quarters go by pretty quick, right? And they even get 7 shot attempts if you're not the first or second option. You're taking a lot of shots, right? And he was our 10th option, and he took 7 threes. It's crazy.
Yeah, you've seen me play. I'm shooting at least 20 threes in a game.
Yeah, but you're not a 10th option center that can't shoot threes.
All I'm saying, we needed more threes for Baines. That was the issue. Fire nurse. Needed more shots for Baines. But late night. William Chan saying late night with the West Coast games. We're toughing it out. It's a late night. I was playing basketball till 12 tonight, so getting those open gyms. But Batman was better than Kawhi's shot. That's what Surreal Deals is saying. No? Not better than the shot.
Nah. Cap.
That's
yep.
But Turtle T coming in with the super chat saying Raps' chance of making the playoffs does not play in. I think it's high. Obviously we had that poor stretch, and that game versus Cleveland would have been super helpful in that quest. However, I think the Cavs have been struggling, right? We have a pretty relatively easier schedule to close out the season. I think we're fine.
In fact, we have the easiest schedule in the Eastern Conference to close the second half of the season.
There you go.
Based on records.
Yeah, and the Cavs, they're good. Jared Allen's out indefinitely. He's a huge piece to that team. I think we can make a push there. Obviously, we have to stay ahead of the Nets, but Ben Simmons, we don't know when he'll be back. Kyrie, he's still not able to play those home games. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. And maybe the Celtics cool off too, but Tatum's just been ridiculous. So probably can't count on that. I'd love to get to that.
You know who's cooling off though is actually Boston. They're only a half game ahead cooling off is Chicago. They're 5-5. Lonzo's, of course, making his return soon.
Yep.
But they're only a half game ahead of Boston right now.
Really?
And I've been saying this whole season that they're overrated.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised to see Boston take that 4th seed, and then Chicago and Cleveland get very close to us in the standings, and it basically be a 4-team race, us 3, Brooklyn, to see who's going to get that 6th seed. So very interesting stuff.
I do not want to play Boston. I do not want to play Boston.
Here's the thing. 6th seed plays 3rd. Philly in the first round would be tough. I'd almost rather be 7th and play Milwaukee in the first round.
I want to play the Bulls or the Bucks. Those are the 2 teams I want.
But we're not going to play the Bulls because Bulls, I'm telling you, right at best they're going to be 5th. But I think they're going to be 6th. Maybe 7th.
That's
I think we'll be 5th.
I think we're getting top 4. I think we're getting top 4. Chicago's 5. That's my take. I'm calling it. And actually, you know what? We're beating the Celtics.
I'll take that.
We're beating whoever. But Flynn gets heals. What's his role? Will it be ahead, or when he gets healthy? When Flynn gets healthy, Riker, what will his role be? Will he be ahead of Banton? It's going to be dependent on how Banton plays. What'd you say?
Bench warmer.
You're probably right. Now, Nurse, no way, Nurse is gonna be playing Malachi Flynn after he's got injured. It's too tough. He doesn't like Flynn. He doesn't want to see him win, according to Raptor Nation Eric Flynn. And we have a super chat, Riker. Super chat from Turtle T once again. 154 Raps to make the playoffs. Them losing very stressful. Glad we won tonight. 150 for Raps to make the playoffs. Them losing very stressful. I hate it when the Raptors are losing.
That's probably like a betting odds. And let me tell you, I said that I actually don't have anything to add on top of that. I don't really. Josh is the betting guy. I have no idea what 150 means. Is that close or far? I have no idea.
No, I have no clue. I don't know what's.
I think it means if you bet $1, you get a 50 cents back.
I don't know. I always hear those numbers. I always thought that, I should figure it out, but I've never have. And I just live in this world of ignorance, even though we run a YouTube channel that apparently has a lot to do with betting now with Josh and Philly and all the buys. But, that's what's happening. Turtle T, we like to bet. Let us know what that means, though. But because Riker and I have no clue. We got those parlays going up on our IG. We could be Josh could be just pranking us and throwing out these wild stuff. But, Phantom Raptor X is saying, how's the Wi-Fi questions coming along, Riker? Your Wi-Fi's been pretty solid tonight.
Yeah, because it's not Wi-Fi.
That is tough. Shout out BDC.
Yep.
Shout out
that corporate data budget.
Yeah, that's a move. But when will Flynn be back next year if he doesn't play in the playoffs? Probably not. Probably not. But no. Raptors odds were 3.25. So Turtle T bet 150.
That, honestly, that doesn't add any kind of benefit to me.
You're gonna
to
win,
my
Turtle
understanding.
T. That's what I'm saying. We're getting the balloons out for our guy Turtle T. Gonna make that bread. It's gonna be happening. But Eric,
you know what this?
We gotta get.
You know what that is?
Some milk.
That's a signal. No, that's a signal that it's
time
to
animation,
wrap.
bro. Is that what you're signaling?
Time to start to wrap things up.
Is that what you're signaling, Riker? It's who do you see being the better player in the future, OG or Gary?
In the future?
Yeah. OG or Starboy or OGs?
Starboy, Raptors, Groat. I'm tripling down.
Really? That's I don't know. That's tough. If OG can stay healthy, I think he has elite potential. But Yeah, that's a Scooby-Doo. You guys made a video saying Raptors Oladipo trade, and a thumbnail is ready for Oladipo. Scooby-Doo, all I have to say is that's our third best performing video, so jokes on you guys for our bad takes. I think you and I both didn't want it to happen, though.
What?
Remember the rumors, or we thought Fred was going to leave, so we're going to sign and trade him to Indiana for Victor Oladipo? Oladipo was nice. He was nice. He wasn't a bad player back then. But I think we both.
Yeah, I
agreed
stand
that
by it
wasn't
at the
the plan.
time. I stand by it at the time.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I wasn't about it, but definitely would have been horrific for the franchise. Yeah, OG the future. Bulls are legit if healthy. Maybe. I don't know. I want the Bulls. I want the Bulls first round. I've been saying that for a while. But folks, you guys are the best to make this far. Check out the Instagram, the TikTok, the Twitter, all that cool stuff. People have reached out about joining the Raptors Digest channel. Riker and I have been ridiculously busy over the past few days. Both of us have the March vibes at the old corporate jobs. Fun stuff. So we're gonna respond to all of those things. We appreciate everyone reaching out. Definitely reach out if you're interested. We're launching some channels with some Blue Jays. If you're a Bucks fan, we're looking for some people. So definitely reach out over IG, over email, raptorsdigest@gmail.com. We're getting to all those. We apologize for the late notice. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, but appreciate you guys all. Riker, do you have any last words on the Toronto Raptors W against the San Antonio Spurs?
One cannot step in the same river twice, Ben.
Is that
Cheers.
that's a Heropolis or something? You pull up the name of that. I read that. I'm reading the history of Western philosophy. Everything is in flux. He's that guy.
Yes. Heraclitus or something like that.
Heraclitus. I don't know. I can read the names. I don't have them fully memorized, but I'm happy I picked that one out.
Good night.